Alright, let me go ahead and make this announcement real quick, but we should be good to go. Alright, everybody. Welcome. This is a Discord Cup match between Bill Jr. and Zungg. Bill Jr., one of my good line buddies, and Zungg, who I met over in Phoenix, Crane player. So this should be a pretty interesting match. This is going to be Season 13 Cup, I believe. And so we got Bill on Lion, Zungg on Crane. Bill playing Yojin no Shiro is going to be on the Unicorn Splash, I believe, for this cup. He's playing like a towery kind of build with spyglasses and that kind of nonsense. And Zungg is on Crane Splash. I'll pull up the deck list in a second. Let me go ahead and enlarge this. Enhance. Ooh, that's too much. Okay, there we go. So it's actually pretty easy to find lion matches because there's so few lions in the actual Discord league. So yeah, Bill is on Unicorn Splash. Sorry I can't pull it up right now, but it's 3 Spyglass, 1 Talisman, 1 Wayfinder, 1 Ambusher, and 2 Gaijin Customs. Meanwhile, Zungg is going to be, I'm going to guess Dragon Splash, but it may be Scorpion Splash. It is in fact Dragon Splash, so he's going to be running 3 Let Go, 2 Ancient Mastery, and 1 Indomitable Will. So pretty standard stuff here for Zungg, playing a standard mid-range Crane build. So 5 bids go out. The bids that are, or the characters that are bought are going to be Tactician's Apprentice for Bill, and Doji Challenger for Zungg. So nice, strong start here for Zungg. He had the Cautious Scout, but opted not to go ahead and buy it. But he hits Fertile Fields here. Fertile Fields will allow Bill to draw 1 card. He will very likely not defend, as Lion is wont to do. This is an Earth Ring attack, so Bill on Keeper of Earth, the Earth Ring attack will deny the Keeper for Bill unless he finds a way to win this conflict, which I don't think he can. So, Bill, actually no, Bill's going to go ahead and defend with his Tactician's Apprentice. Or never mind, it got moved in with the Doji Challenger, which prompts Bill to use his Favorable Ground to move the Tactician's Apprentice out. So, Zungg forcing Bill to go ahead and spend that Favorable Ground early. This also reduces the province strength by 1, but that doesn't matter because Bill ultimately is able to survive without the break, and the Earth Ring goes off, and Bill discards it ready for battle. This prevents Bill from poking politically, and he chooses to pass his conflict opportunity here. So, kind of smart stuff here. Force Zungg to have either a conflict character that he has to drop immediately. Gives Bill an option to just do 1 military attack instead of doing a political challenge, which would have been negated by the box. Let me know in the chat if everything looks good as far as the stream size. I know that I plan on pretty low resolution, but I boosted it up for y'all. Let me know if the sound is good too, and we will rock and roll with this. So Steward of Law will come down here to defend this conflict at the Manicured Garden. Zungg on Seeker of Fire here, so he does not gain a fate for that. But he will gain a fate from the Manicured Garden. Bill content to just honor the Tactician's Apprentice, which I believe is the smart thing to do against Crane. Usually, if you are trying to play against Crane, your initial instinct might be, okay, let me go ahead and dishonor their dudes. Well, first of all, you can't do that because of the Steward Law and the conflict, but second of all, it's a lot easier to match the number of honor characters you have to them, as opposed to try to dishonor them and prevent them from honoring out or honoring up, because they are going to do that no matter what. They have about 1,000,001 effects that will honor them, so why even bother? Hello to the chat. Hello Daxora. Hello Mercer. Glad you guys are here on this lovely Saturday afternoon, or morning, or evening, wherever it is you are. No favor, so Ujiaki is off here, as was the Yoshi for Zungg. Which Bill's going first is going to allow him to buy this LPB. LPB has lost some value in recent times, but she is still one of the best characters in the game, with her powerful ability to bow characters in or out of conflicts, and in regardless of what conflict she's attacking in. So Zungg now sitting on 6 fate, probably thinking whether or not he wants to buy this Brash Samurai. He opts to go ahead and pass. Crane, of course, usually playing a lot of conflict characters. Some expensive ones of that too. So Zungg is on 10, as Cranes are wont to run. He has 2 Ancient Masters. We already saw the 1 Steward of Laws, so he has 2 more Steward of Laws, 2 Political Rivals, and 2 Menacing Iron Warriors, as well as 1 ex-Doji Fumiki. So Spyglass is going to come down on the LPB. Zungg is on Dragon Splash, so he can let this go if he chooses to. Or if he has it. He has 14 cards in hand. It's hard to imagine he doesn't have one, and there we see the first one. No Way the Crane yet coming out for Zungg. Kind of less than impactful right now. Usually you want to turn it on whenever you have the honored character advantage. And we're going to see a all-in attack here at the Manicured Garden. I forgot to mention that Bill is not on charge. Bill, I believe, is on 4 Greater Glory. Yes, he is. He's on 3x4 Greater Glory. So Bill opting to play a little more conservative style, a little more mid-rangey, and 4 Greater Glory obviously provides you a huge benefit, allowing you to put extra fate on your Bushi characters. So this is going to be a Void Ring attack too, so if this does go off and he gets the break, then he's going to be able to prevent his characters from getting voided on the counter attack. Steward of Law is going to come in here. Doji Challenger is going to sit in the back. So Zungg uses his first action to gain a fate, which is going to allow LPB to go ahead and bow this Doji Challenger out. We did see 1 red for battle already discarded. If Zungg has some 4 shames coming out here, then we could see the LPB and the Obstinate Recruit maybe get bowed. There's 1 4 shame. Bill is running cancels. He's run 3 Defend Your Honor, so we might see 1 come out here. I think he dropped his bid to 1 too, yeah. So the 1 bid is going to allow this Obstinate Recruit to stay around for a while. 4 shame is going to come out, and there's the Defend Your Honor. The Steward of Law is most likely not going to... Ooh, wow, okay, risky there. He only bid 1. And now he moves the LPB home. So Zungg actually could have spent some honor there. It would have put him at a pretty low honor deficit, and so I guess that's probably why Bill opted to go for the 1 bid. But, you know, had Zungg spent some honor, he would have been able to bow the LPB, and then moving her home, obviously less than impactful there. So Bonsai is going to come out on the Steward of Law, and Zungg will spend the honor. It's going to put Zungg down to 6 honor. It's not dangerous levels as a Crane, usually having a lot of honored characters leave play. YNS popped to give a +1, and a Fine Katana comes down on the Steward of Law here, so pretty expensive investment so far for Zungg. He's spent 3 cards, and Bill has spent 1. Way of the Lion is going to double the base military skill of this Obstinate Recruit. So unless Zungg has a okay, 4 Shame comes out here. No ready for battle looks like. And so Bill's gonna pass. And so here you see one of the greatest flaws of For Greater Glory. It requires an all-in attack, and it is usually easy to thwart a Lion military attack, at least as far as breaking goes, right? So For Greater Glory obviously only works on break, doesn't work on win. And if you're not breaking, then you're not using it. And that's your restricted list card right there. So Zungg wins that conflict, protects his Doji Challenger or his Cautious Scout, whichever one Bill deemed to be more valuable. Zungg now sitting on 9 cards though, so the card advantage has slipped back into Bill's favor. Almost. Cautious Scout here, going to attack on water. That way he can get a restand on this Doji Challenger. Cautious Scout's ability allows him to blank provinces whenever he's attacking alone, so this Shameful Display is not actually going to do anything here. So Bill forced to defend. Zungg did spend 2 of his military buffs in that previous conflict. There's a second one there, or 3 of there. A third military pump. I think he's on 3 Bonsai here. Yeah, he's on 3 Bonsai. So 3 Bonsai, 3 Katana. Those are his only military pumps besides universal pumps like Way of the Crane. Kamayari comes out now on the LPV. And so we saw the let go earlier on the Spyglass. If Zungg has that second let go, that would kind of stink. Zung's gonna pass. And a Legion of 1 now comes out on the LPB. He's not going to pump it. So the Legion of 1 lets you remove a fate from a character to activate the ability twice. And Zung's going to pass. So the problem here is that Bill was able to defend that water attack, but now Zungg most likely has a conflict character that he can drop down. He's sitting on 9 fate. That's a lot. And so yeah, we do see a political rival come down with 3 fate on it. This is most likely going to sneak into the Shameful Display and break it scot-free. Sarandelli in chat saying, FGG struggle is real. Yes, it is, man. I really like the card. I do think it's very strong, but you know, as your restricted list card, it just doesn't have enough support to really make a difference. And so, political conflict here is going to be at the Shameful Display with the Earth Ring, allowing him to make up some of the some of the cards that he spent earlier. Shameful Display is going to break, which is a huge blow, especially in this matchup. And Zung's also going to get the favor here. And with the Yoshi still sitting in the provinces, we're likely going to see him come down and be bought next turn. Now, the Kamayari is still in play. We haven't seen Bill or Zungg draw the second let go yet. Hello, Joe. Thanks for joining us. Zungg is on a 1x Censure. So Zung's first play of this turn, we see him with the Yoshi that he kept from last turn, another Challenger, an Imperial Storehouse, and Kakita Kaizen. Meanwhile, Bill has a Palace, and another LPB. Only 5 cards in Bill's hand right now. Bill only on 4 conflict characters, I believe, in this deck. It is not a very conflict character heavy deck. Yeah, it's a bunch of 1-0s in true Bill fashion. It's a 1x Ikuma Reservist, 1x Aichi Wayfinder, 1x Shinjo Ambusher, and a 1x Goblin Sneak. So not a whole lot of heavy impact characters here. That 4 Greater Glory got discarded, what, from... Okay, from the Earth Ring. Alright, so Bill bumping his bid back up, all the way to 5. So the hand sizes are tied now, after the use of the Imperial Storehouse. Zungg now in a position where he doesn't really need to draw cards, because he can just draw them with Yoshi if he really chooses to. So we're going to see Doji Challenger come in on Meditations. That's a nice find there. I guess, naturally you want to go ahead and scout the Palace Province. So we're going to see no defense. LPB is going to get dragged in. And I think the Kamayari can go off here. Maybe not, because she's not in the conflict yet. Alright, so a Dishonor comes out on the Doji Challenger. Still no Way of the Cranes. You'd think that Zungg would have it active by now. But still 22 cards left in this conflict deck. They could all be at the bottom. Crane Box is going to come out now to bow the LPB. And he's going to opt to gain 2 honor rather than take an honor. I don't think it's of much consequence at this moment. So Bill's conflict now, he's mousing over the fire ring and choosing political water. So the crane box has already been used, so he's safe from that. And so this LPB is going to come in. This is a political attack too, so you could actually defend with a political rival and be totally fine. But if he doesn't, it's just going to get bowed. Then again, I guess Zungg already used his political challenge. So at this point, I see no reason not to go ahead and put the political rival in. It protects Yoshi from getting bowed. And so the Cautious Scout going to get bowed here instead. That's fine. Yoshi's going to go ahead and draw cards. One sec, says Zungg. He might need to do something. He did warn us earlier that his computer might randomly restart, so that could be something that's in the process of happening. But yeah, so Kakita Yoshi, very strong card whenever you get the favor. He allows you to draw 3 cards, or discard the Imperial Favor and then draw 3 cards, and then the cost of each event you play during this conflict is reduced by 2. So it looked like he was just thinking about something, decided not to do anything, and he's content to walk away with the win here. So right now, actually, Bill's winning in favor, so this Yoshi is not going to be active for much longer unless Zungg has something else he can do here. He would have to have another conflict character in hand. Of course, with 10 conflict characters in deck, that's very likely. Joe saying this is a little over-defended, yeah. I think yes and no. I think as long as you do have the conflict character, you just go ahead and do it anyway. I don't think you care too much about this Cautious Scout. So military conflict here from the Ancient Master. No more favors, the censure is off if Zungg has it. If he attacks here, he will get the ring, but he's going to tie on favor. So maybe that's what he's considering. possibly just leaving this Ancient Master standing so that we can get favor after the turn's over. But no, he's opting to go ahead and attack. He does a military attack at the Art of War. And the fire ring will go off. We're going to see Honored Yoshi most likely. Yep. And so Bill does have a conflict character. He finds the Magistrate Station, which is huge. That means that he is not going to run into that, and he is safe. But I guess at this point, you just go ahead and run to the Manicured Garden, since you know it's a safe place. He goes for the Shameful Display instead. Okay, nice scout. Had he hit Meditations, I guess that would have been fine too. He would have given Zungg a Fate, but whatever. Now's a better time than any to go ahead and hit it. It's a military attack here at the Shameful Display. Zung's still on 5 Fate, so you could have another conflict character you can drop down here. And yeah, there's Fumiki. So this is going to allow for a Shameful Display activation. Bill is running Assassinate, but the Voice of Honor would be on because of this Yoshi. Unicorn Splash out of Lion, eh? Says Joe. Yeah. So Bill's of the belief that this is the best Lion build. I think that Unicorn Splash is probably the best thing out of Lion right now, but I would not particularly go with this particular build that Bill is running. But it's more of a tower build. He's there, you know, it's there to, you know, put spyglasses on people and play like a mini crab, like an offensive crab. Tower Lion, how novel. It is sort of novel. There's been people in the past who have tried it out before. Shoutouts to Tenerum, one of our other streamers, all the way out there in Sweden. We played a Tall Guy Lion for the longest time. That attack giving favor back to Crane for next turn is probably GG. Yes, most likely. I think once Bill couldn't get that 4 Greater Glory off, then I think he was already kind of screwed. Now he's in a situation where he doesn't really have a whole lot of punch on his board. This Palace isn't really doing too much for him, just because there's so much standing glory on the other side. Guest to Honor is going to come out now for Zungg. That's rough, and this is a terrible flop for Bill. And so we see this rare situation where he actually has to hard cast to Turi. But the Guest of Honor is going to be there, the omnipresent Guest of Honor. Bill is not on Cloud because he does not have enough Shugenja. I always enjoy playing against Lion Tower because they just ate Way of the Crabs like crazy. Yeah, Way of the Crab is a very strong card. It's been seeing a lot more play recently because of how many people are running towers nowadays. And back in the day, at least, the Lion did not have a lot of conflict characters to help protect themselves from Way of the Crab situations. So if you try to tower up, you were just setting yourself up for failure. Nowadays, there are more conflict characters. In-house ones, in fact. They're not great, but, you know, they are what they are. Spyglass comes down onto Turi. 17 cards in hand now for Zungg. 13 cards left in deck. We've only seen one let go. We're probably going to see another one here. The Kamiyari is still there, but, you know, I don't know if you really care about that so much over the Spyglass. Y'all forced our hands. We didn't want to go full into Way of the Crab again. Y'all made us. Yeah, and look, it's not my fault, right? It's everybody else running these Crane and Dragon and I don't know. I guess every clan's kind of doing some kind of tower nonsense right now. And stack 5 feet on a dude and just restand him a bunch of times with a bunch of attachments. So, you know, it's not the way I play, but if that's how the rest of the world is playing, then I'm glad that Crab is in existence to punish them for it. So we appreciate your service at the wall. Mercer saying this attack isn't the worst. Yeah, he's going all in here, and I don't get it. This is a void attack. He will be able to rid himself of the political rival if he wins the attack. But all Zungg really needs to do is just stick this guest of honor in there, and I think he's fine. I mean, I don't think you really care about anything else. You know, if you put the guest of honor in, like if you're the one thing you need to be worried about is, oh yeah, it is double void, yeah, so it would be able to kill Yoshi. So LPB bows Yoshi here. Guest of honor gets bowed too. And so see, I think you just go ahead and defend with the guest of honor here, since most likely it does get bowed. Oh, Sashimono comes out. Alright. Yeah, my thing was, you know, you can sort of, you can spare yourself having to spend a voice of honor on this four greater glory. But then again, yeah, well, no, you wouldn't be able to duel to cancel it either way, since the guest of honor's in, right? So. And so this has to get voiced. There's no way around that. And the let go came out on the Sashimono, so. Double void on Yoshi, okay. Pretty strong. I actually thought that Zungg was on more breaks than this, but he's actually only on one break so far, so that's definitely not the worst thing in the world. Obviously, you would have wished that you could have got that four greater glory off, but. So now both challenges remain for Zungg. Yeah, so he did go ahead and hold that let go for that for the Sashimono, which is good. I do think that letting go the first spyglass is correct though, because you don't want that to snowball forever if you can help it. Zungg thinking now. He doesn't have a lot of military strength on board. He only represents 3 military strength between this this Fumiki and the Ancient Master. He does have a lot of political skill, and so he can just go ahead and break something if he wants. But he can't go to meditations with the rival, because that's just going to get voided or meditationed. So he could just go to fertile fields and be safe. It's a gentle reminder also that Bill is on two Gaijin Customs, so we could see Gaijin Customs come out on this Staturi at some point. So the rival is going to go in the fertile fields with Fumiki, so Bill's probably just going to let this break. Oh, he's going military water, okay. So military water here most likely is not going to be able to give him a break, but it will let him restand Yoshi, or the guest of honor. So he chooses not to go in with the Ancient Master too. I guess he just wants to leave that standing for the 2 glory. Oh, he went to meditations instead, okay. That's fine. If you have no intention of breaking, just go ahead and go to meditations. Otherwise, you're just giving your opponent a free card. And we're going to see this Prodigy block. So what this most likely means is the Bill has a Bonsai in hand. Yep, there it is. So Bonsai is going to come out to prevent the restand. Bill is on how many Legion of 1? I think he's on 2. Oh, he's only on 1. Okay, so we already saw that one happen. No cancel here for Zungg. So most likely he's holding it on to... If I were him, at least, I would probably be trying to save it for the Gaijin Customs, because the Gaijin Customs could ruin my day. Oh, okay. What? So he voiced the second activation of Bonsai. Interesting. I feel like if you're gonna spend the voice on the Bonsai, you might as well just go ahead and spend it on the first activation. Because now you just let him do this, where he puts the fan on, and now he's winning. You made him spend an honor, but, you know, what's the big deal about that? It's not like this match is going to go down to dishonor or anything like that, and I don't believe Bill is running any... Yeah, the only more honorable effects that he's running are Suko and Mitsuko, neither of which are that important to have a ton of honor for. Force Shame comes out, and a Defend Your Honor, but that gets censured, so Bill's going to go ahead and bow here. So that's the one eccentric gone. And Bill's going to pass. So he will get the Water Ring here, which will let him restand either the Guest or Yoshi. Probably wants to go ahead and do the Yoshi so that he can draw cards. And Bill's not going to have any cards left on his side. But if Zungg wants to go ahead and claim... or take out this Meditations, he can go ahead and do that with the with just Yoshi. He can take out the Palace in the process. Yeah, so no defense here. Fire Ring to go ahead and get another honor effect off. Or you can go ahead and dishonor Toturi, either one is fine. But both of your honored characters are going to be leaving after this turn. Still no way the Crane played yet. And we've seen 2 voices already, so it's becoming less and less relevant. Yeah, so he dishonors Toturi. Ooh, Noble Sacrifice, yikes. Okay. Yeah, that was the 1x Noble Sacrifice that he had. So that's a big blow. So we got a break, and he killed the Toturi off also. So Bill now, not in the best of positions. He does still have this LPB left, and he's going to be going second next turn, so a little less relevant than you want it to be. But he is only down 2 breaks so far. And another Yoshi comes out for Zungg. Oh man, that's a killer. The good news for Bill is that he does have a Spirit Color available. But I don't know how much it's going to help him at this point in time. Zungg on first player right now, he's just gonna go ahead and buy this Yoshi. Might as well, right? It's a lot of political stat that Lion can't really deal with effectively. And we're likely to see a pass here also. I don't think you need to buy anything else if you are Zungg. And so Bill also passes. 2 keepers now available for Bill. They have not been a factor so far in this game. Bill's going to bid 5 here, and now the dishonor pressure is on. So definitely a dicey situation here for Bill. We're likely to see Zungg go in for either an air ring attack or just grab the 2 fade off this earth ring. Alternatively, you can just go ahead and go water. About this LPB. Way the Crane finally comes out. So now Yoshi is just giant. So 9 political stat is definitely hard for most clans to handle, but more importantly, it's a lot harder for Lion to handle. So definitely no bueno right now. We're gonna have to see a defense here for Bill. So most likely, since it's an air attack, he's just gonna defend with his Prodigy. Now the one good thing for Bill is that his stronghold is Ancestral Lands, which can be a brick wall for a lot of clans. A lot of political clans, at least. Oh, he unselects Yoshi. Okay, he's just gonna go with the guest honor. I guess the way he views it right now is that if he, no matter what he defends with, he's gonna be able to bow it with the Crane box, and most likely he's on his last voice, which he can use for Ready for Battle. Okay, he's gonna use the political rival also. Covert past the Prodigy, so that Covert past the Spirit Caller. Okay, so Prodigy does defend. No need to box here. We're gonna see a card draw. Interesting that he decided to go ahead and use the guest here. I don't really. I guess he doesn't have enough force on board to actually break without using one of either the guest or Yoshi. Air Ring's gonna put Bill down to 2 honor. And so now Bill's gonna have to run into Meditations, which gives Zungg a Fate. I believe we've seen all 3 bonsais? 2 bonsais. So, at 5 Fate, we could see Zungg still drop a Menacing Iron Warrior down and break Stronghold with the Bonsai. But the Spirit Color is still active, so at any point this could go ahead and call in some dudes. And we do in fact see a dude come out. It is Taturi. Katana comes out on Yoshi. So the favor was already discarded. So Zung's hand size now up to 16. Hand to hand gets played to discard this Katana. Not super relevant in this matchup because there's not a lot of value attachments. But so using it on katanas and fans is probably the best use. Looks like Zungg stewing for a little bit, trying to decide whether or not it was worth. And it was deemed to be not worth. I have to imagine he has the last voice in hand right now. but he's probably gonna save it for greater glory. We've seen 2 for greater glory so far, and Bill is on 3. He's running out of opportunities to use it, so gotta make magic happen. FGE doesn't really even do that much, just saves the LPV. Yeah, but Bill would be going first next turn, so if you can prevent the LPV from staying around, I might as well just go ahead and use it now. And so Zung's gonna pass. Okay, so out of military pumps, or opting not to spend any right now. So meditation's gonna break. We are going to see for greater glory. I mean, no, okay, no for greater glory. So double Earth Ring instead. Let me see a fan and a court game's discarded, and 2 keepers come out for Bill. LPB was not used in that conflict too, so if there's any way to get her back into another conflict, then we'll see. Yeah, so there's the Menacing Iron Warrior coming down now. 13 cards in hand. All it's going to take is Bonsai and 2 Katanas, and that should be enough. Bonsai and 1 Katana actually is already enough. Or Bonsai away the Crane and a Katana. You can cancel the next hand to hand if you so choose. Joe says, still waiting on Crab to get the CPB. Yeah, that's not going to happen, sorry. Despite the fact that you had the original LPB in Hida Oushi. But she ain't here no mo. Alright, so here's the military conflict at the Ancestral Lands. Menacing Iron Warrior right now sitting on 3 strength, and so we're going to have to see both keepers defend here. This is a void conflict. So not a lot of high priority targets for void, but more there just to defend, or to prevent the void from being attacked afterwards. So there's 1 katana. We've already seen 1 katana played earlier. Actually, no, that's 2 katanas. That's the last katana right there, okay. So I miscounted. And Shinjo Ambusher is going to have to come down now. Let me see a way of the Crane come out. Interesting that Bill decided to go ahead and drop the conflict character here. I don't see it as particularly necessary. Other than just forcing Zungg to play more cards. But now, most likely, this ambusher is going to get voided, or this other keeper. And there's a bonsai. Interesting that he's trying to do this now. So he still needs 2 more strength in order to overcome this stronghold. So if he doesn't have another 2 strength, then I don't know what he's trying to do here. So I guess he could have a Steward of Law in it for shame. We've already seen all the for shames. So okay, Let Go comes out on the katana. Ooh, Talisman comes out now. So that's the last Let Go. So Talisman is not going to be able to redirect this conflict over to the Art of War. So we're not going to see a break here. Yeah, so Zung's going to have to pass. The Talisman's going to move over here. Bill's going to be able to draw 3 cards. Only problem is that Bill doesn't have any characters left to attack afterwards. We've already seen one Wayfinder and this Ambusher, so he has to have the reservist if he wants to be able to make a counter attack. Or a Gaijin Customs, actually. Alright, so choosing not to discard here. Yeah, the Ambusher is going to go ahead and get voided since... Oh god, I hate this. Yeah, ordinarily you would have avoided the Keeper who had the attachment on it, but instead he just goes ahead and avoids the character with more strength. Gaijin Customs now on Spirit Caller. And there's a Voice of Honor, okay. This build had the last Gaijin Customs. Okay, that's the last voice. There it is, Gaijin Customs. Alright, so pretty sick. The Spirit Caller is actually going to be able to go in and break. And Bill's going to be first player next turn. So I think you want to go ahead and... Oh, you put a fan on? Okay. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but... And so underbox for... Oh, actually, you need to go water here. So yeah, if you have to go water here, so that way you have favor. And then you can have Ujiaki ready for next turn. But he's gonna go fire. Ooh, I don't know about this. So you're attacking Magistrate Station now, and that's gonna give you... That's gonna give Zungg another fate. First of all, for Secret of Fire. Oh no, that already got triggered this turn. Formal invitation comes in on Yoshi, and so he's gonna be able to stand up. This was a huge mistake. Oh my god. And so, I mean, Bill's gonna be able to break Magistrate Station. No, he's not gonna be able to break it because Yoshi's gonna stand back up. Okay, but Court Games now comes out to dishonor the Yoshi. Have we seen all the Court Games from Zungg? He still has one left. He also still has one Way of the Crane left too. So there's the last Court Games. Oh my goodness, this is so bad. He should have just attacked the shameful display with water. Stand up one of these keepers so that way he would have had the favor for next turn. But now, not only has he lost his conflict. Oh, okay, defend your honor. But you can't bid. It's a tie already, right? So it. Zungg bids too because why not? There's no reason not to. So that's gonna go off, and now, oh my god. Yeah, well, even with the formal invitation, right? It really doesn't matter that much. So yes, you would have gotten the break, but then you would have also let him restand for favor, and you would have lost it at that point too. But I think the correct play was to go for water there, restand the keeper, get favor for next turn, and that way you have Ujiaki whenever you attack the stronghold. Now, because he is running Unicorn Splash, that does mean that he doesn't have any kind of way to convert past this Guest of Honor. But at the very least, he can go in and pressure and bow some stuff out with LPB. So now, no favor. Okay, so this is not the best flop for Zungg, and this is actually a very good flop for Bill. But just imagine if he had. Oh man, just imagine if he had the favor in Ujiaki for this turn. So Zungg is actually on entrenched position for his stronghold too. So this is just devastating. So Bill didn't get the break either. So he still has to go deal with Magistrate Station now too. He no longer has the Shinjo Ambusher to prevent any kind of Magistrate Station activation. And so most likely, I think Zungg just doesn't defend anything after this on this first attack. He's gonna buy this Paragon of Grace here too. Because why not? One bid's come out for both players. And so Bill's first attack is going to have to be water. He's going to go with the Keeper Initiate. And so Zungg can actually just commit this this Paragon of Grace to the conflict. And be mostly okay, I guess. I guess what, there are two Taturis? There's only one Taturi available for Bill in the graveyard. And yeah, so the discard is going to come out from this Paragon of Grace. It is one of choice, so Bill discards a fan. Alright, so Taturi is going to come in here. He'll be able to do the double bow stuff and bow out this Iron Warrior and the Whisperer. Unless Zungg just wants to go ahead and pop this Favorable Ground and move the Iron Warrior in. If it's going to get bowed anyway, you might as well go ahead and move him in. That's 7 military skill right there. Although that does mean that you have to break politically, which is actually a little harder to do than you would think. But right now he counts, let's see, that's 10 from Yoshi plus 3. That's 17 political skill that he has on board. And he would need 12. And so the Spirit Caller actually kind of provides a buffer for that. So tricky here. So I'm doing some math real quick. So yeah, 17 political without the Iron Warrior. Military-wise, he has 7. 7 to the Spirit Caller's 2, and the Keeper's 1. Of course, the Spirit Caller can always call in someone who has a little more military skill, but there's not that many more military targets available for Bill in his graveyard right now. Especially with the tutorial already used, the most he can get is 3, so that's a +1, and so Bill can get to 4. Now, Zungg is out of military pumps. He has used all 3 bonsais and all 3 katanas. And so he chooses to send the Paragon of Grace home. That'll give him a little bit extra skill. But now LPB comes out. This will allow Bill to go ahead and bow this Guest of Honor. You can bow the Guest of Honor, you can bow the Iron Warrior, and then you can restand the Spirit Caller, I guess. That you what is going on here? He used the Way of the Lion on the LPB. I think he's trying to bow the Yoshi, but the Magistrate Station is going to be able to restand the Yoshi immediately, so that is not what I would be doing. And yeah, Bill realizes his mistake right here. Huge mistake. Bill, I think, is on tilt from that last turn. So bowing the Guest of Honor is fine. Oh my god, Way of the Crane on the Guest of Honor. Okay, yeah, so this is an definitely, as as Joe said, an unmitigated disaster, and that's going to be game, probably. So Bill calls the GG, and I think he's going to go ahead and concede here. So Zungg will go ahead and advance in the bracket. He will be playing against the winner of Za and Raul Endymion, which is a Scorpion versus Crab match-up. I don't know if it's happened or not yet. I have not refreshed my thing in some time, but I think it'll happen. And yeah, so Bill realizing his mistake there from last turn. I definitely thought that he was out of it a little earlier, but then he had that one window of hope, and he did not see the window, and instead he ran into the door, and the door was shut. I don't know where I'm going with this analogy, but anyway, congratulations to Zungg for winning this match. And he will advance further. Thank you to all these people who tuned in on this lovely Saturday afternoon. And hopefully we will be bringing some more Discord League action for you, and I will remember to actually upload this to YouTube at some point too. I forgot to do it last time. But thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you around.